my first time here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I just arrived this morning. Everyone is very nice.
Yeah. Hi, Rotterdam.
I went to Amsterdam like 10 years ago.
It's a nice city.
That was very nice.
That's really
very
beautiful.
nice city.
Rotterdam is similar but different. I think Rotterdam, in the end, has a little bit more culture.
You guys have a good film festival here.
There is a good. What is the film festival in
It's just
Rotterdam?
called Rotterdam.
There's an amazing jazz festival.
Really?
The North Sea. Amazing. The best festival. Really good town. Really good city. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
To Rotterdam Comic Film and Manga Festival.
What is the manga?
You don't know what manga is?
No.
Guys, are we okay with that he doesn't know what manga is?
What is manga?
You know anime?
Yeah.
So manga is anime that doesn't move.
Oh shit.
Am I right?
I learned a new word.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Really.
I have a question. Why do you think, like I know, but what do you think? Why the show is still so popular?
Oh my god, I ask myself that all the time. Why do you guys like this show?
Because it's you.
Yeah, me and maybe a little bit David. A little bit.
That guy. Stop it.
Why? I mean, I think streaming, you know, Netflix and wherever. I don't know where it airs here, but
Where's
HBO, yeah. So I think like that, obviously, is a big thing. But also, it's a timeless story. It's a timeless story. Vampires have been a big part of culture for the last
centuries.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple hundred years. So, you know, it's something that people are very drawn to.
True. And the stories are very appealing because we can be a little bit escaping for sure, but there's some connection because, oh yeah, I would do the same in that situation.
Yeah.
Or I would feel the same. Or, oh no. So you can be in that story. The writing is very compelling, isn't it?
And also Ian's baby blue eyes.
It's the baby, it's the eyes. I wanted to give depth here and just put it back to the eyes. I can see, so I don't know if you see all those people in the middle.
Yes.
Hi guys!
Yes.
So those are in the middle. Those are all questions.
Oh, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
They better be easy.
It's not a test.
Okay.
It's not a test.
I'm nervous.
So you already passed it if it's a test.
Okay.
But everybody's here just, to talk to you and have a little chat. So I guess let's start with that, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hi.
I just want to start with, I really love that Stefan is so kind and gentle right now. And my question is, are you going to make more movies with Ian?
Ooh, movies with Ian.
Absolutely not.
Isn't he listed as a retired actor?
Yeah, he's a retired actor. I can't pull him out of retirement. Listen, I did a show with Ian for 8 years. Now we started a business together. Okay, I'm so over this guy. Okay, I'm trying to figure out a way to get away. All right, the last thing I want to do is another show. No, I love him. He's like a brother, but I don't think we can do a show together. We're too
mingled.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe something one day, but
what would it be? What would be the show? What do you think?
I'm producing a comedy about vampires.
Okay.
And I actually think it would be really funny if both of us did like a little cameo.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So can you tell us?
We're like retired vampires. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, it's a show that we sold to Fox that is about a actor who wants. He's a young aspiring actor, and but the twist is that he's actually a vampire, and he gets cast in a vampire show.
Is it based on a true story?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Next question, please. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Yara and I'm 10 years old, and my question is, who's your least favorite character and favorite?
I like the Ripper. And Klaus. Klaus is pretty good. Even though he was really evil, I like Kai. I like all the evil characters. And then my least favorite is a guy that goes by the name of Matt. Okay, alright, so get him out of here.
And what about you? What is your favorite and least favorite character?
My favorite is probably Klaus, and I don't really have the least favorite.
But Klaus is always yelling, you know? He's just yelling all the time. He's gotta stop yelling. Klaus needs to calm down. And that Donovan is.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Elena, and what was your favorite relationship today in the series? The one with Caroline?
Your name is Elena?
Yeah.
How old are you? Do you think your parents named you after Elena? Or do you think it's a coincidence?
Are your parents here?
Yeah, my mom is there.
Hey, is that coincidence?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then she started watching the show. Okay, understood. You're asking me Caroline or Elena? Listen, I'm a big Elena fan. They're like the original couple, you know? So I'm gonna go with them. Nice meeting you.
Next question, please.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We came from Spain to see you. My question, and my question is, if your character could have an alternative ending, how would you have liked their story to end? I need another end for Stephanie.
I like that he died. Sorry, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Over your years. Anyway, as I was saying, I like that he died because, you know, but Ian always wanted to die with me because he loves me so much. And he always said that the brothers should have died together, and Elena has her memories wiped, and she goes back to being a normal girl, and she forgets about the brothers.
Oh,
That's a pretty good
that's a
ending.
good one.
That would have been good.
And do you have an idea for an ending?
But I need to separate with life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian has this like fantasy that the two brothers are sitting on a beach, and they're wearing these like Speedos, and they have their daylight rings, and then they look at each other and take the daylight rings off, and then the next shot is just two Speedos.
I kind of like it. That's good.
Yeah, that's good too.
And a public placement as well, so hey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next question, please.
Hello, I'm from Spain too. And what did you learn from playing Stefan that you apply in real life?
What did you learn that you applied to real life?
Oh, to maybe smile a little more. No, Stefan is very serious, you know, and I'm not. My personality is not very serious, so it's kind of actually allowed me to be more comedic in my own life because I didn't want to show people that I'm not like Stefan. So, but you know, Stefan also, it was a really hard character to play for 8 years. He had so many personalities and went through so many storylines, and so it taught me a lot about, to be honest, like my range of emotions and, you know, just working hard and stuff.
You are more Silas?
Probably. Probably.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hello, Paul. I am Amelie from Belgium. You and the whole cast helped me a lot last year when I was struggling with my mental health. So how does it feel to be such a support to your fans, especially for those who struggle a lot?
I mean, it's amazing. Somebody told me today something very nice, very similar. you know, look, I can't take the credit because I just play the character, but I'm so grateful that the story that I was a part of, that we created, is a way of people escaping and seeing something in a different way, or this child does not like me. Team Damon. Every time I talk, you know. Tell him to shut up! But no, you know, being a part of a show that had such a profound influence on people and allows them to, I don't know, maybe take their mind off of things and see things more positively, is amazing. We were very heavily involved in the series, obviously the characters, but also I was directing the show and producing it, and I know what an effect it has on the world, and it's a very rare thing, so I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to Mystic Falls in 2 weeks. On I Was Really Epic is see you there.
Watch out for vampires.
I will remain.
Bring some revenge.
Yeah, I will.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next question, please.
Hi, I just wanted to say I'm very excited to see you. And my question is, who do you think had the most unfair death in the Vampire Diaries?
Enzo. Who killed Enzo? That was me. No, didn't Jeremy die like 14 times? Yeah, that was a little unfair. No, I mean, unfair? Lexi. And Jenna. Vicky. No, we don't give a shit? Everybody gives a shit. Well, anyway, and Jenna and Lexi.
And what do you think was the most unfair death?
Enzo.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Why did they kill Enzo? I don't know. I don't even know.
Hello.
If your character were to get a spin-off, what would you like to explore, like the past or unseen aspects of their personality and story?
All right. One more time and slower.
If your character were to get a spin-off,
Spin-off.
yeah, what would you like to explore, like their past or unseen aspects of their personality or story?
All right. So if it's a spin-off.
I actually would go. I think so my favorite episodes of the show were the flashback episodes. I love them, and I think we could have explored more. And you know, I love the 1860s. The scenes with my father and with Damon before we were vampires, and also just I would do a series that kind of explores only the origin of the Salvatore brothers, and maybe even went to like a decade that we didn't go to. You know, like I don't know, what were they doing in the 1960s? Did we ever go there? Or even the 70s? Maybe Stephen was a hippie. Maybe he had like long hair, sideburns. Maybe he was at Woodstock. I don't know, but I love a flashback. So.
Thank you so much. Next question, please. Guys, and if you're done with questions, please go ahead and make space for everybody else. Don't stand in the middle. Thank you.
Hi,
Are you guys twins? Okay.
we're sisters. And
Okay.
this is my mom.
Hi, Mom.
We got a question for you. The season lasted 8 seasons, and during filming, was it hard to see yourself apart from your character?
It was difficult to separate yourself apart from the character.
A little bit, depending on how intense the episode was. But what's hard for me is like that I would go, you know, whatever, I'd leave work or something and it would be the weekend and I would, you know, go to a restaurant and everyone's still saying, hi, Stefan. So you're never really like separate from the character. You're like, that's all people associate you with. That's the difficult thing.
And even now people associate you with
Yeah, it's more now than before. It's crazy because now the show has become more popular in some way because more people have seen it and social media, TikTok, whatever, and everyone's like, I don't know, the world feels a little more connected now. When the show premiered in 2010 or 2009, I don't remember, it was not, there was really no social media and there was no streaming really, so it was a different time. So now the show, like more than ever, you know, I mean, look at all these people, you know, so.
But do you like it? Or?
I like it. I mean, listen, I talk about this sometimes. There are more benefits to it than negatives. Of course, sometimes you want like some you want to be anonymous, but in the end, I feel that there's more good, so it's okay. In life, it's always like this. You can't always have everything perfectly. So, to answer your question, yes, I like it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. And did you have any, like a closing routine when you finish the work on set and just to kind of go?
Yeah, I get a bourbon.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Product placement again. Yeah. Hello.
Really, I just have a bourbon, and that's when I fell in love with bourbon.
And then you kind of wipe off Stefan. I don't know. That's a good technique. But also a very good way to become an alcoholic. Just
By the way.
Next question, please.
Cześć, jestem zajebista.
Ooh, that was some hot polish. Well done.
So my question is, for the future, are you excited for any projects? Or what would you like to do? Anything in mind, maybe that you would love to do, but what you don't heard yet?
Well, I'm shooting Star Trek right now. I actually got to fly back to Toronto tomorrow to continue shooting. And I love the show. I love playing Kirk, James Kirk, and I'm really love it. There's also like a couple projects that I'm really passionate about. There's a story that I'm shooting in Poland, actually, about the Ukrainian war, and it's a story that is really important to me. So we're hoping to film it actually in Poland at the end of the year.
Will you speak Polish?
Yes.
And where in Poland? Just asking for a friend.
Where are you staying?
Okay, I love that for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dziękuję. Next question, please.
You speak Polish?
I'm Polish.
Oh. I was like, how did you know she was speaking Polish so quickly?
Because I'm so smart.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
You're welcome.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Hi. Hi.
My question for you is, what's your most embarrassing moment from one film?
Like in life?
No, what during the Vampire
I
Diaries.
was trying to, because I have many in life, okay?
Whatever you want to share.
Well, there's one, it wasn't even that embarrassing. It was, I was laying in the bed with Elena, and the camera was like over there, and I was like laying like this, and I was under the sheets, and my like foot was like this, and from the camera angle it didn't look good. And everybody was laughing. I think, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know the story.
And that was a little embarrassing because everyone was laughing at me for like a really long time, but I had no idea why they were laughing. Then they showed me the footage, and I was like, oh. So that was a little embarrassing.
But that didn't make a cut, huh?
That didn't make the cut, but Ian tells that story all the time.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
All right, next question, please.
Hi, so excited to meet you. I'm Alexandra. I wanted to ask you if you could have played any other character from the Vampire Diaries, which one would you choose to play?
I don't know. Someone like the opposite. You know, like either definitely not Matt Donovan. If they cast me as Matt Donovan, I would quit the show. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really. Maybe like, I was gonna say Klaus, but he yells all the time, and I think my voice would start to hurt. Not Damon.
Oh, who was
Damon's
that?
too specific to Ian. I think Elijah. That would be good. And maybe Kai. That was a fun character. I like that character. Mayor, is there a mayor? Mayor Lockwood? No.
That's boring.
What's the oh, Sheriff Forbes.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Stephen.
Next question, please.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. And my question is, have you watched the Vampire Diaries recently or do you watch it a lot?
I've never watched it. I'm not kidding. I watched the first 4 episodes, and that's it.
Are we not curious?
I am curious now, but I wasn't, because I was too involved in the show, and I was so, when I finished the show, I wanted to just like take my mind off of it, you know? The last thing I wanted to do was watch the episodes. I did watch the episodes that I directed, obviously, because I directed them. Yeah, didn't have a choice. But I did never watch the series. But I'm interested in actually maybe watching it now. Yeah. I watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes like fairly recently for fun with my girlfriend, and I remember thinking, oh my god, this is gonna be so like I'm gonna be so embarrassed because I hate watching myself. But I was watching it and I was like, this is pretty good. I was impressed. I was like, oh, I see why people like this show.
Yeah, it must be a little bit cringe to look at yourself on the screen, isn't it? Yeah, and then you're like,
why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Just go crazy.
I can imagine. Well, thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hi, my name is Melanie. Thank you so much for coming today. And my question is, if your character could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
My character didn't give advice to me.
No, like your character to anyone younger or like from their younger selves. It's like the old Stefan to the younger Stefan.
Oh.
Stefan to the old Stefan. Okay.
Oh God. Well, I think Stefan made a lot of mistakes. You know, he ripped some heads off maybe, but just a couple. But in the end, he redeemed himself, and I think that's a really great sort of lesson. That even if you make mistakes in life, you can still do better and redeem yourself. And I think that applies to all of us, even if we're not vampires.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's the moment when you clap, guys. That was really nice.
That was good. Thank you. I was proud of myself.
Next question, please.
I'm Lisa. What was it like on set with the rest of the cast?
What was it like? Well, to be honest, the first season was probably very intense because we all knew the show was a big deal and we were a little bit stressed out. And for me, maybe everyone else know, but I was like very I didn't hang out with anybody. Maybe the first couple seasons. And then once we kind of got into the rhythm, we started to have a lot of fun. So the last episode 5, seasons 5, 6, 7, 8, like really trying to make each other laugh on set. Lots of joking. It was really hard to get through takes, you know, doing really intense scenes but always laughing. It was a great work environment the last few seasons.
Not the first season.
The seasons was really like professional,
Gotcha.
but I was just taking myself very seriously.
That's Stefan Wood.
Yes, Stefan. I was also in character.
All the time.
Kind of.
Thank you for your question. All right, guys, next question, please. Can you go a little closer to the microphone? We cannot hear you.
Lisa, my question is, which season did you enjoy the most?
Which season you
3. 2 and 3. Because 3 was the Ripper. And I was so happy because I was for 2 seasons playing this like very serious guy, and Ian was getting all the fun lines, and he was a bad boy, and everyone was like, oh, Stefan's boring. And I was like, so upset about it. So I asked Julie and Kevin, the writers, I said, please, can we do something? They're like, oh yeah, we have an idea. So when the Ripper happened, I had a great time because I really got to, you know, sort of, I don't know, expand. I got to like do something I wasn't typically doing. It was really fun.
Thank you. All right, next question, please.
Hi, my name is Lisanne, and my question is, which scene was the hardest for?
Hardest.
Honestly, do you remember, I think it was season 2, I don't remember now what season, but the first breakup scene with Elena, when Stefan was crying and tears and all this. The director, the person who directed that episode really kept pushing for more and more and more and more, and it was so hard. We did like 12 takes, and I was emotionally exhausted. That was a really hard scene. Also, there were all the scenes that were like in the winter time outside were horrible. I was so cold. My face was falling off. I actually went to the heater. There's a heater, and I put my face too close to the heater to warm it up, and I burned the layer my skin, and they had to do VFX on my face to cover this burns on my skin. It was a little rough. I cost them some money.
Thank you so much. Next question.
Now my skin looks amazing.
Yeah, on this side.
And it'll be out.
Hi, my name is Lydia. When you were filming the parts of you being a vampire, did you have fake fangs or real fangs?
Yeah, in the beginning we had fake, real fangs. In the beginning we had like fangs that we like went to the dentist and he gave us fangs. And that was like, every time we did a scene where I had to like bite someone, I'd be like, and then they would go pause, and then some guy would, and then put the fangs in and they'd go, okay, action, and then I would bite. Then, as the VFX and CGI got better, they did it digitally. So we didn't have to stop anymore. It was just like, and then they added it in the computer later. So, both.
So poor guy lost the job, the fang guy.
Poor fang guy, the dentist had to go back to, yeah.
Thank you so much. Did you keep the fangs?
Oh, I know, I should have.
That would be good.
Kind of gross, though.
A little bit, but hey, good for Halloween. Next question, please.
Hi, thank you for being here. My question is, because you said earlier Selena is your favorite, why is that?
Well, I don't know. I just think their romance in the beginning of the show was really special. The way they met, like it just looked, I don't know, it just felt like, I don't know, it just kind of felt special to me. And it's like the original relationship of the show, and the first real relationship of the show, and I don't know, I just sort of have a certain soft spot for it.
Yeah, I agree with you, so.
Thank you so much. All right, next question, please.
Hi, what is something you still want to experience in your life?
What do you want to still experience in your life?
Life without Ian.
You'll have to wait 2 years for that.
Yeah. I'd like to live in Europe. I'm not kidding. I literally landed in Amsterdam, and I was like, we were driving, and I sent a text message to my girlfriend, and I said, should we buy a house in Europe? Literally. Because I don't know, there's something different about the people here that my family's from Poland, and I spent a lot of my childhood there, so I feel a little more I don't know, drawn to like a European culture. So I'd like to at some point. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Next question, please. Just be careful with the taxes. Taxes are very vile in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, we pay a lot.
Shit.
But then we have the universal.
I take it back.
We have the universal healthcare, so I guess that's worth it, you know.
Yeah, that is true.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Lina, and that's my mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
And my question is, if you could be any species you want, no vampires, which one would you be?
Like, like an animal?
No.
Can I be a dog?
No?
Shit. Oh, so what do you mean, like a werewolf?
Yeah, like Vampire Diaries species.
Oh, a Vampire Diaries.
Including tribrids and hybrids.
Tribrids?
Yeah.
What's
like
a tribrid?
Like Hope Michaels?
He's a tribrid?
No, Hope, not Claus.
Cole?
Hope!
Hope?
Hope.
She's a tribrid?
Yeah, she is.
What's a tribrid?
She's a vampire, witch, and werewolf.
Holy shit. She should put that on her dating profile. No, I did a TV series a while back called Wolf Lake that nobody's seen, but I actually played a shapeshifter. It was a human that shifted into a wolf at night based on like old folklore. And I loved playing this character, so I would go to shapeshifter werewolf for sure.
That's a good one. What would you be?
A witch like Bon Bon.
All right.
Mama.
Great, thank you so much. All right, next question, please.
Tribrid.
No, you learn every day. It's like ice cream flavor, you know? Go ahead.
Hello. My name is Marsha, and my question is, like, when you guys started building the whole show, like, did you actually expect it's going to be like so successful, and does it change your life so much?
I think I kind of had a feeling because I've done a lot of TV shows and I had been working as an actor for a really long time, and there was something about this show that I just knew. I was like, something's different, and I can't explain it, but I was almost preparing myself for this type of thing that I thought was going to happen. I didn't anticipate everything and how big it got, but I definitely thought that it would have success. Yeah.
But you cannot put a finger on it. What was the secret sauce?
I think the casting was so perfect. Like Nina, Ian, and myself. But I think that the way the three of us.
Yeah, the chemistry.
It just worked because you have shows, and sometimes like the writing is really good. Something's off, you know? There's something about the way we did it worked.
Yeah, we agree. It worked. Thank you so much. All right, next question, please. And guys, if you already asked the question, please move on ahead so we can see how many of you is there. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Jason. So my question to you would be, as you are an actor, what was your favorite part about being on the sets and doing your profession in general?
My profession in general?
Yeah.
Being on set? Well, I mean, acting is a very strange profession. It's freelance. And to be honest, like when you're shooting something, you're like, wow, it's so cool to even be on set. You know what I mean? Because so many actors are not on set. And I'm not on set that often, but I was, now I'm doing, sometimes I take breaks. But it's just, when you're on a show for so long and you understand what every person on the set is doing, the camera department, the lighting department, the whatever, the makeup, you really see this little family. And now I appreciate it a lot more. Being on set and seeing everybody working, I'm like, this is so cool. And we just want to deliver the best product.
Alright, thank you and enjoy your time in the Netherlands.
Thank you.
What is the least favorite thing on the set?
The hours. They're strange. You have to do night shoots, stage, your sleep schedule. you get really confused. Like right now, I'm confused because I just landed.
Yeah, you're in a different time zone.
Sometimes you're filming and you feel that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I think it's a lot of waiting.
A lot of waiting. A lot of waiting.
Thanks God though, now you have phones. Back in the days, what else
Yeah,
you can do?
I know.
You have to talk to
You have to
people.
like read a book or something.
Ugh, terrible. All right, next question, please.
Hi, we had a question because I think everybody knows you have like a company with a brew company with Ian.
A bourbon company, yeah.
Yeah. And so if you would start another company with another character of the Vampire Diaries or the originals, who would it be and what kind of company?
Oh man, that's a good question. Shit, you're really putting me on the spot here.
Would it be another beverage company or
I would start a dog food because I love my dog so much. But like a really unique, something unique that the world has never seen. Something, not just another dog food, but something special that makes them live longer.
like a vampire?
A vampire dog food. I don't know, something like that. I love animals. And who else loves animals? Well, you guys. But I'm trying to think of all my cats. Well, I guess Ian, but also I don't know.
Dad pick Ian.
Yeah, I don't want to pick Ian. Yeah, maybe Ina. Maybe Michael Malarkey. I feel like he would be a good business partner.
He seems like a solid guy.
He's a solid guy. He's honest. I feel like he wouldn't screw me over.
But you screwed him over.
But I would screw him over.
Historically, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't write that. But yeah, maybe that. So yeah, dog food with Michael Malarkey.
Write it down.
I can't wait to call him and tell him.
Please tell him. Thank you so much. And 1% of profit for that lady.
Yeah, exactly.
10%.
You have to deal. All right, go ahead.
All right.
You have to go much closer to the microphone.
Like this?
Yeah.
Get closer.
Like this?
Oh, this is perfect.
Yes. Hi, I'm Joanna. I just want to say thanks for keeping her book right. She always had been watching Vampire Diaries since I was little. It's my mom. I just wanted to say that since it's pretty funny acting, so it's pretty
Your mom and you always watch the Vampire Diaries. You're making me feel old.
She's the mom very young.
Yeah, that's true. No, but the show has been on for like 15 years, so like shit.
Yeah.
But do you have a question? For what?
She has always been watching Vampire Diaries. I just want to thank the whole crew for the beer I had.
I couldn't hear.
For keeping mom happy.
Oh, Mom, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I love your outfit, by
I
the way.
almost made you step.
What's your outfit?
It's vacation effect. I'm going to.
Going, yeah. And she actually won an award today, didn't she?
All right.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, we had a cosplay walk.
Oh.
Yes, and there was voting, and she got an award.
I saw a Pirates of the Caribbean dude.
Oh,
He was coming out of the bathroom. I was like, is that the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean?
He is.
He really did a good job.
He is really good. You know what's his stage name?
Damon?
No, Ultimate Party Pirate.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I might steal that.
I know, I think it's the copyright. Oh, I think we have somebody,
I better get out of here.
oh no, somebody good. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's go. Come on, guys, I need a round of applause.
Okay.
Alright.
Paul Wesley, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, thank you. I'll leave you my better half. My better, less interesting half.
And are we switching?
So, am I staying?
Are we switching?
I think he has to go get his. Are you getting your nails done? That was mani-pedi. Oh, mani-pedi. Yeah. Hey,
Let's get one photo together and then we can go. Is that alright?
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Hi, everybody! Thank you so much for being here with us. Are you still with me, bro?
Alright. So this is Jenna. Everybody round of applause for Jenna. Alright, crowd, everybody, hands up, hands up. Alright, one more time.
Yes!
Thank you, Jenna. Alright.
We're so happy to be here, man. Hi, everybody.
Are we gonna let Paul go for his mani-pedi?
Are you going to get a bleach? Nice. Love you, brother. Oh, hey. 16 years.
You know each other 16 years.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at this picture of us. I was finding a photo of us in season 1, like from the pilot.
And that was 16 years ago?
And I was just realizing we shot this pilot. Wait, we're in March right now. So we were shooting this pilot in March right now. 16 years ago.
Incredible. All right.
That's crazy.
Who's below 16 years old? Hands up.
Yeah.
They haven't existed yet.
I know, it's crazy. We were literally shooting the pilot 16 years ago today. Isn't that crazy?
Amazing. So
last year it was like, 15 years. It's such like it's a big milestone. Now we're in the 16 to 20 year. So
we asked Paul before, what do you think is the secret sauce that makes Vampire Diaries still going?
Boredom, global boredom.
And loneliness of people.
International boredom. No. You know, it's this thing. Thanks, man. Love you, Aaron. Love you, mean it. No, it's just the craziest thing. So the show that Paul and I have no back end on. We have no syndication. The show's been seen by like 1.2 billion people.
That's crazy.
It's 1 in 8 people in the world seeing the show.
That is insane.
But isn't that crazy?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Kat.
Oh, we have another person coming in.
What's up, kitty cat? Can y'all give it up for Kat Graham? I think Marcos was coming to take us off the... Oh, I just realized. I think it's like a little crap show.
Always. Always. Guys, what is the absorption company?
Yeah, man, this one's been keeping me going.
He actually gave me some. I was kind of, jet lagged.
Did you take the energy?
I did. I was like off the plane and I felt kind of out of it. And I didn't bring any of my electrolytes and I ran to Ian like with my eyes all wide and dehydrated. And he gave me, I took the energy one and I'm saving the restore for tomorrow.
But you took it.
I took it and I feel so much better. So that's, if you guys want to thank my mood, you can thank the absorption company.
A little product placement, huh?
No, for real. It works. It works.
So
she was just saying, it was an interesting thing. I was saying, I took signed a photo earlier from the pilot. And I was like, holy shit. We were shooting that pilot in March of 2009. 16 years ago. I know, that's what I said.
I've known you for 16 years.
16 years.
We look good.
Fingers a little white now.
No.
But you know what's so crazy is that that 16 years, you're saying, what do you think
It's a special
is
song.
the thing that the special sauce that keeps it on going? And I made a joke. I said,
Ian Somerhalder.
boredom. But also too, which is weird, the show's been seen by 1.2 billion people.
It's
So
crazy.
1 in 8 people in the world has seen at least one episode of the Vampire Diaries.
So what do you think the rest of 6-7 billion of people was doing? They need to watch it.
Oh, they're smart. They're saving themselves.
Now they're watching Nikki and Twilight.
I know, right? But
I hijacked your Q&A, I think.
No, this is all shared.
it's a very interesting case study, which is like, you have this show, like 30, 40 years ago, this wasn't happening. Like, Dallas was not being brought back into the...
No, it's
because of streaming.
It's streaming.
And what's weird is streaming, for us, financially, was detrimental. It was horrible. Because they kept all the profits from the show and they didn't share any of it with us. Zero. Nothing. But it built this massive, incredible audience. And then from that, we've been able to build these like unbelievable companies like Bourbon, an absorption company. She now does all this incredible work with the UNHCR, where you have this massive voice, not just for music, but for Vampire Diaries.
It's really true. It helped us go global.
Massive voice.
Yeah.
And so it's very special. It's an amazing relationship, but it's so crazy because I see some of you who are like 15 who...
All of us.
Yeah,
You said all of us.
she said all of us. But then I see some of us that are like 50, or, some of us that are, if you were 13 years old when this show came out, you're now 20-something years old and you're like a living, breathing adult in the workforce, like building things.
Yeah. How many of my girls, like we all grew up together and we're now in our 30s?
It's pretty amazing. So thank you for sticking with us and being here.
Thank
you. It's your fault for all the success.
That's why we're here.
But we love you.
We're here because we love you. We love you and we're with you on this whole journey. It's been so amazing.
Crazy, right?
So
let's get some questions.
Exactly.
This is about you, not about us.
I'm just a cheerleader, so these are questions for Ian. I'm just here to So just guys to brief you in. Just to brief you in, Paul did answer a lot of questions. He did a good job. Yes? He did a good job.
Wait, Paul actually did a good job?
I know, we were shocked as well. We're not counting on that. And then we have some more questions here. So the microphone is just in front of you guys, and we're gonna get some questions from the audience, all right?
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question. Can you say for me, hello, brother?
Hello, brother.
Perfect, thank you so much.
It's gonna be such a...
It's crazy. It's so wild. I mean, it felt iconic when we would do scenes together, but you don't know that it's gonna be something that becomes, a tattoo for people.
I know, it's wild. And that set, remember that set, how cool that set was? Stefan's bedroom was so cool. And I remember just being on that set thinking like, once the show hit, it was like my quiet place where I used to go and I would work on my scenes, take naps, go take naps in Stefan's bed.
Yeah, I mean, I have these like moments where I do remember Ian had a walk, a Damien had a walk, and it would be like, the little whiskey in the hand, or kind of like a saunter in, and like the leather jacket, and I was like, yeah, he's in it now. There's like these moments, and I don't want to say I took it for granted, but the fact that, I get so many of you guys reminding me of the moments that you really loved about the show, I'm like, yeah, it was pretty special, so yeah.
It was wild.
It was cool. All right, let's jump to the next question.
So hi, my name is Floor.
Hello, Floor.
Floor, yes, Floor, it's actually. Friend is over here. That's very big, that is big.
Hello.
Yes. And I have a question for you, Ian. Where did you learn how to dance?
First of all, you know how to
fun of me all the time.
You don't know how to dance. You don't know. I'm like,
You just gotta feel it. You just gotta feel it. So when you do it, it's just gotta be like, you know, you might not be classically trained like you are. You just gotta feel it. And that's what David was doing. And he was, you know, obviously probably drinking a lot. And drinking a lot of blood. And you just gotta feel that shit, man.
I said the last time we were together, I said, Ian, these people are the reason you think you can dance.
She did. She's like, I just want you to know, these are the people.
Stopped immediately. He was like, oh.
I'm always dancing. I'm always dancing on set too, and I'm always singing.
You always were in good
Paul would
spirits.
make fun of me for it, but the idea was just to keep the energy going. And she literally goes, Ian, I just want you to know, these people are the reason why you think you can dance. And I laughed so hard. It was actually really well timed. Everyone was really loving that.
Ian's a really, I'm just going to embarrass you, but you're a really good person. Like, you're a really good person. Just raise your hand if you've met Ian or taken a picture with him.
Thanks, guys.
Like, I just need to say this because we do a lot of these and I don't get an opportunity to just talk about who this person is as a human. Like, a solid, good person and, you know, a really good father, great husband, Nikki, and I have to say that because it's important because in Hollywood, there are not a lot of people that have the kind of integrity and consistent kindness and professionalism that this man has had, and there's a reason he's successful and people want to.
That's really kind of you. Thank you. Love you for that, man.
I think you're blushing.
Well, you know what? We all grew up, for sure, and we all ended up doing a bunch of things like, you know, I'll see in these articles or Instagram, I see Kat with the United Nations and some refugee camp, like saving children and building legislation around shit. And I'm like, wow, this is like special. This woman is doing incredible work, and we all grew up to do those things that we love. But again, it was the platform of the enormous platform that this show created. And again, it's all your fault. So thank you.
You guys are just the best. The best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, next question, please.
Woo!
Hi, my name is Carolina.
Hello.
Hello. And my question is for both of you. I really love the show, like really, really. And you all, you know, act very well, and I also really love acting. I was wondering which scene was your favorite to act?
What was yours? What was yours?
My favorite ones were, I think, the most difficult ones that I really didn't necessarily love in the moment when I was doing it, but I needed it because I had to kind of get some stuff that I was dealing with personally out of my system. Those became kind of my saving grace. So kind of like a lot of the death stuff for me ended up being my favorite, but at the time I was like, I just want to go home.
Wow, that's some dark shit,
Yeah, it was dark. It was dark. Sorry.
Kat and I have
Stunts with Paul.
Stunts with Paul. Stunts with Paul are funny. You know, it's funny. Kat and I had the same acting coach, and it's a very, very like the most famous acting coach. And there's many ways to get to a scene. There's people who can bullshit their way through a scene.
Like who? No, you're not gonna get on TV.
No, I mean like actors just in general.
Okay, general.
And then there's people who overthink scenes, and then there are people who are just in it, no matter how you get there. And there's no real way. And some acting coaches just have their own way of doing it. For me, it's about how do you tell the truth. You know, it's like actors always joke I lie for a living. Well, I always think I tell the truth. Back when I was an actor, so I haven't been an actor now.
Well, I don't know how you would do that and have a
I quit acting almost 6 years ago. But it's crazy. And Kat and I, we talked about this, and we used to work on our stuff together, and we had the same coach. But the long and the short of it is, there's a million ways to get to that scene. But in that moment, as long as those moments are truthful to the actor, then you as an audience feel it. But it doesn't matter how you get there. But Kat and I, we were
buddies, you know, so
we did some crazy shit to get to those moments.
Yeah.
And some of it was really cathartic.
Yeah.
It was really, really cathartic. So if you were asking me what my favorite scenes were to shoot, I actually loved the 1864 stuff with the boys, like when the boys were and they weren't trying to kill each other, and it was quite historic. Now obviously the South has some really deep kind of fucked up history. But it was very special. But my favorite scene was the scene with Vicky dancing in the Salvatore.
That was season 1?
It was episode 5 with Kayla Ewell dancing around.
I remember this scene.
You know, that's where the Damon dance came from. But that to me was like these characters were really living.
I love that that's like your
it was
favorite.
So fun.
Your favorite scene.
Some of our stuff in the prison world is so special.
Yeah, everyone's like, you know, what stuff was planned? I was like, nothing. You know, it's like we just kind of did our own little choreography, and you know, when Dane walks into the kitchen, and like it's supposed to be just a regular. I don't even think it was a hug. Right? Or something. And I literally just jumped on him and was like hugged him. Like, cause I loved it. I love him. I missed him. And, you know, it's just like there's so much stuff that I think happens when you trust and really love and have the back of the person you're working with.
Yeah, that is
you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about how, you know, you don't have as many insecurities around it. So
you just do it.
Just do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
And good luck on your acting. Next question, please.
Hello, I'm Faye, and first I need to say my mom and her friends want to wave, so...
What's up, Mama and friends?
And I'm here for my friend because she wanted to ask something but she couldn't make it. And she wanted to ask what was your favorite place in Mystic Falls?
Favorite place in Mystic Falls? I was really sad when they closed down that little Thai food place. So Mystic Falls is really wild. So Covington, Georgia was the town square. And we basically just would take over this town square for like days and weeks at a time. It was really special because the community still lived, and they still went to restaurants and stuff would be open, and we would be filming. And one of the places I really loved was when we were shooting in the original Salvatore mansion, the real house. Oh, Rotterdam, that place is really special. That's a lot. The original Salvatore mansion was a real house. It was 16,500 square foot house.
That's a ginormous.
That was built.
Love that he just knows that.
Well, because it was like really an architectural gem. And they tore it down.
No.
To build
McDonald's.
a parking lot.
No.
They put up a stadium field.
That's terrible.
No. And then, well, they also put parking for a community college. Which, by the way, education is super important. And I love Mercedes, but Jesus, dude, come on.
Yeah.
But we had these special little places. I used to go to Stefan's room all the time to like rest. Read. It was a really sort of inspiring.
Yeah, I liked the kitchen, the Salvatore. We only had a couple. I only had a couple scenes there, but it was just beautiful. Everything was like built. So a lot of the stuff that you guys see is actually the sets that were built. Even some of the woods stuff. If you guys see me and I'm like running through the woods, it was indoors, so we could also shoot. Yeah, we could shoot day for night, night for day.
But also, too, in Georgia, it's really, really, really stinking cold. And so you could shoot a night scene at 7 in the morning on a morning where it was snowing indoors. And it was really cool. We had all these amazing places. And so people would always ask us why we never went to like Italy to do stuff. Well, I begged.
Never got asked.
No, it was a hard no in the studio. Because Vampire Diaries, a little fun fact, we had more standing sets than any television show on the planet. As far as TV, we had $25 million worth of standing sets.
Wow. What happened with all of them?
375,000 square feet.
Jesus. Are you serious?
Yeah.
What happened? See, I didn't know any of this, John. I was on the show for 8 years. Did not know any of it.
Well, it gets recycled through the water system. A lot of it got torn down, but yeah, because I was a producer on the show, and like, you run through the numbers, you're looking at where to shoot stuff, what's the best use of time, energy, money. But all we wanted to do was like, let's go to Italy and go back to where the Salvatores came from. And they're like, not enough tax incentives in Italy. We got all the sets we need right here. Like, God damn. But it was still really special. I wish we would have done like Damon with like the Rolling Stones in 1969.
Oh, that would have been great.
You know, like find some like old Warner Brothers, what do you call it? Original footage of things.
Yeah. That was great.
You know, next time.
But you know, it was funny that Paul said exactly the same thing, that he would go back to the 70s, 60s.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine seeing like Damon with the Rolling Stones backstage, like with a bottle of whiskey, like, hey, try this.
Hey, that should be your next commercial for Brothers Bond.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll ask Mick Jagger.
I'm just saying. Well, thank you so much for your question.
Hey, thank you, kiddo.
All right, we have time for 2 more questions.
Go. We'll be fast.
Go ahead.
It's Kat's fault. Go ahead, Kat.
Elena, and I had a question.
Wait, your name is Elena?
That's convenient.
And I had a question for Ian, because what did you enjoy playing the most, the bad Damon or the good
The good Damon is what made me want to leave the show. Season 3. Because Damon had to, Julie and Kevin had to, like, drill this into my thick skull. Because, I'm not a complainer. I'm a doer. But I would go to Kevin and I would go to Julie and say, guys, why is Damon this, like, lovey-dovey, what is all this bullshit? Like, Rose, and he's crying as he stabs her, and he's in love, and all this shit. It's like, this is not this character. And I'm like, dude, Damon can't just be a one-trick pony. He can't just be a bad guy for 6-7 years. No, there has to be range. And I was like, no, that doesn't. So the bad Damon was so much more fun, but there had to be this variance, and I'm glad that that happened, because there was this vulnerability to this character, this like murderous lunatic. He really was an asshole, guys.
He was not nice.
Damon was not a nice person. He just happened to be softened by the love of this young woman and the fierce loyalty to his brother. But there was also too a moment where I was like, guys, I just want you to know, this guy's like 160, and this girl is like 18.
That's not appropriate.
It's a little weird. They're like, it's great. He's really 23. Okay. But it was that range. Characters have to have range. And as an actor, you get very selfish. And you want it to just be like the bad guy, it's super cool. But then as a producer, you become less selfish, and you want it to be about the show. Actors become very selfish. Producers are very selfless. They want it to be about the whole show. And so it was a unique transition,
Oh, thank you.
And I would also really like to know, because I did your drawing when I went on a photo with you, and I would really like to know if you liked it.
I haven't seen it yet. I have it in my pocket. Actually, no, I have it in my bag. It's in the little scroll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I'd also like one. If we're making requests, I'd also like my drawing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm going to be the party pooper, and we have time for one last question. One last
question.
Hi, my name is Yara. I'm 10 years old, and I have...
10?
Yes.
We have to give a round of applause for this 10-year-old. You know how brave it is to stand up in front of 2,000 people and ask a question?
Sure.
Tell me.
I have a question for Kat. What was your least favorite character and who's your favorite?
To be completely honest with you, and I always like to answer my first intuitive answer, my favorite character was my own, and sometimes my least favorite character was my own, because I spent the most time with it, so I struggled with the most understanding or trying to understand the objectives, and sometimes it was my favorite, and sometimes it was my worst, and you know, it's hard to put that on anyone else, because, you know, you love the other actor so much that you're just like, they're great, you know, they're doing their thing, they have their reasons for their choices, but for me, I couldn't always justify it, so I struggled a bit. Well, that's a good answer, guys. Now we clap.
What a special moment to be able to be here with you all. Kat and I both thank you, because it is true, guys, 16 years ago we started making this show. And what's crazy is, almost 8 years ago, it went off the air. So, yeah, in like September, the show will have been off the air for as long as it was on the air. But it's streaming, you're so sweet, but it's streaming that kept us alive and introducing us to so many new audiences. And it's very, very, very special. And you know, the streaming world, I directed, produced, and started a show for Netflix called V-Wars, believe it or not. After Vampire Diaries, I went and did another vampire show.
Why not?
But when I had a tremendous amount of like ownership.
Are you a doctor in that? That was a little different.
Yeah, it was more like a science-based. And I, you know, produced and directed and started that thing, and that's a whole other level. Holy shit. And then Kiss the Ground was on Netflix for a long time, and we just pulled it off. And I'm just stepping...
Kiss the Ground is the documentary.
It's the documentary. And I'm just stepping back into the world of streaming. But it's not Max, which is Vampire Diaries is on, and it's not Netflix. It's actually Amazon. And because on Earth Day, we are launching Common Ground and the Redux director's cut of Kiss the Ground. And guys, this is about to change the entire face of the planet. It's about to change global economies. And I'm talking, this shit is big, like big, big, big.
Where is it coming out on?
So it's gonna come out on Amazon on Earth Day.
Yes,
April 22nd.
April 22nd.
And there's a big global watch party. And I'm begging you all, watch this film with us.
Who wants to do the watch party? We're all gonna do the watch party.
I'm telling you, see this movie and prove to Amazon that this is the thing that when you see this, it's going to change your life. Like, it took us 7 years to make Kiss the Ground. 7 years it took us to make that film. And Common Ground is now like 10 years in the making. But it is going to change the global economy and balance our climate. And I'm telling you, and it's cool. It's like me, Rosario Dawson, Jason Momoa, Laura Dern, Donald Glover, Woody Harrelson. Like, it's an incredible cast of narrators. But Josh and Rebecca Tickell blew this phenomenal. Our team is second to none. And it's massive. So please, watch this show with us. April 22nd. It's the global watch party. But just Google it. Look up Common Ground. Be there with me. It's going to change your life. We're about to change the face of history. So let's do it together. And I appreciate you. And Kat and I love you.
want me to put the caption or this is okay? Alright, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Guys, a round of applause for Kat. A big round of applause, guys.
Back in Europe, especially be back in the Netherlands. Holy shit, we're doing this. I will see you tomorrow. Be safe, stay kind, love each other. Remember how special it feels to be in this moment with people